Too deep, late night talk, no sleep. Mike on true spill, go deep. Football plays a faith we keep. Love get messy, life ain't cheap. Too deep, late night talk, no sleep. Mike on true spill, go deep. Football plays a faith we keep. Love get messy, life ain't cheap.
So, welcome to the first episode of Too Deep. How you feeling, man?
Numero uno. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
All right.
It's Sunday. Ain't no football. We're about a month away from the draft. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. So, did you see the flag football game yesterday?
I saw parts of it. That the rules are definitely different than what I'm used to. Who won, by the way?
No idea.
I made it to the final game. I saw Brady throw a dime to Grunt, and Grunt tore his hamstring at the same time or something. He messed up his hamstring somehow, maybe tweaked it or something. I don't know exactly what happened on that. I did see that much of it, but I wasn't able to see the whole, all of it. The rules are definitely different. It was hard for me to follow it at first, but it was a fast game. Flag football is this shit too ugly to play. Yeah, because he gets rid of the ball so fast that they get rid of the ball so fast he don't have a chance to get hurt. That's the same system McDaniels had him run before that season.
Right. But moving on to the next part, you were saying something very interesting yesterday. Do you remember what you were saying about the Brandon Aiyuk situation? If you could shed a little bit more light on that.
So, as far as why the 49ers have not released Brandon Aiyuk.
There you go.
The 49ers, I've heard the 49ers haven't released Brandon Aiyuk because if they release him before June 1st, they owe $20 million, if I'm not mistaken. If they release him after June 1st, they don't owe him all that money at once. So they basically split it into 2 years. So instead of having where all of his money is due up front, they can pay part of his money that's due on the 2026 season, and the other half of his money would be due on the 2027 season, so therefore they're not taking the full cap hit under that one season. So they have no reason whatsoever to release him at all. Also, if they can release him now, but they can make it a June 1st designation, which means that he can go ahead and move about, and that just when June 1st comes, that's when everything becomes official. So he can, in a sense, sign with somebody, but it doesn't really take effect until June 1st. They have no reason to do this at all. And personally, their deadline is September 1st. They have until September 1st for him to be on the roster. If he's on the roster after September 1st, it costs them more money, whatever. So they have to have him going by September 1st. I wouldn't be surprised. I think they're going to, but also they're being petty so far. I wouldn't be surprised if they waited as long as they could to let him go. Like we were talking about yesterday, one of the main reasons is because we played him next year.
Oh, yeah.
It comes out in April. So this season we play the San Francisco 49ers. If we play them early, why would they give us, because everybody is one of the biggest secrets in the league that he wants to come with us. So why would they play us early? Let's just say the schedule says they play us early. Why would they play us early, but then turn around and give us a weapon in Brandon Aiyuk in April, so therefore he can go through the whole offseason program and be ready to go and fired up when we do play them? Here's the problem with that. If they wait until later, until September, and we don't play until Christmas time, sometimes in December, which I think that's when the game's going to be, they're going to have a ready to go and a very pissed off Brandon Aiyuk. So play it how you want to play it, personally.
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't know why we're even still discussing Brandon Aiyuk. It's a done deal. I really don't understand why we even talk about him. It's a big topic of discussion, so we're going to talk about it. But, I mean, he's coming. I really don't see...
We assume.
Huh?
We assume.
Oh, we assume. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, nothing is absolute. Nothing is
absolutely. Right.
Okay.
It's funny to say nothing is absolute, and then me say absolutely on top of it.
Absolutely on top of it, yeah. My okay. Question for you: which offseason move do you think will have the biggest or real impact on not the flashiest name, but the one that changes games? Which one of our moves we made do you think was the best move so far?
The move I had been waiting for all off season. I wanted a tight end and a tight end that runs the post route. What are we doing here? Like
Chicken.
I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be perfect for what we do. I think he's the missing piece to our offensive puzzle, and I think as we stay right now, and you know me personally, I wanted Diami too. I wanted Diami back. So between Diami, knowing what Diami can do, he's our home run hitter. Uh, Knowing we have a healthy Terry and with Burks, I think I like what Burks can do. This is again assuming that Ayuk isn't there. I can only go with the people that are on the roster right now, and right now Ayuk isn't on the roster. So as much as I want to put him there, I can't put him there because technically speaking, he's a San Francisco 49er. So the people that we have, I think Chig was that piece to the offense that we had been missing last year. You know, no Yak Zach, love him to death, but Ertz caught the ball, went down immediately. Chig, I don't know if you saw him on the Next Man Up podcast that they do for the team. Chig was like, dude, I can take a screen 50 yards. And I'm like, he can take a screen 50 yards. That's what we're missing from the tight end position. If we can get that from the tight end position, that opens it up for everybody. And we just wasn't having it.
And see, and
How about you?
And I think that like I said, I had mentioned before, I think Chig is going to be kind of like when we had Vernon Davis, but a bigger, faster Vernon Davis when we had him on our team. Just like you said, he can
Vernon was a monster.
I think that he's going to be a huge game changing blanket for Jaden Daniels too.
Yes.
And then, so was there anything that we didn't make, any moves we did not make that you're concerned about, something that we need to do? I think one thing that I can point out is probably we haven't addressed center yet. I think we will eventually at some point, but addressing center, Nick Allegretti stated he was going to move over, but is there any moves that we haven't made yet that you're like, oh man, we need to make that move immediately?
So when you look at the depth chart, we've got three big issues personally. Wide receiver, cornerback, and center. You can get a center in the 6th or 7th. You don't have to go out of your way to go grab a center. We need a wide open.
Absolutely.
And what we need that a lot of people isn't paying attention to is we need a successful Terry. So we need somebody young, which Burks could possibly do it, but I mean, if you were going to do it, Burks, you would have done it. So you might be a great complemental piece, but I don't think you're going to be that number one guy. I think Brandon Aiyuk could be a number one because I don't think Terry's going to be on the team next year, or Terry's going to reconstruct his contract to where he's making less money. But does he really care about that? It's all about the guarantees anyway. So if I change my contract to where I'd make less money this year, I can also catch it on the back end as far as guarantees is concerned. You know, so like, I mean, Adam Peters can work with it. That's for sure. At least we don't do a lot of front load or back loaded contracts. You know, we kind of put ours even out. So I see Terry maybe next year either taking less money or leaving, as long as he doesn't get injured, which he never does anyway. Last year was just a freak accident. He never gets injured.
The whole team went down. So I don't think that we can count last year. Everybody went down last year. Jaden, Terry,
Yes.
Eckler, everybody went down last year. So I don't think we can count that.
Do you know how many games Terry? I mean, how many games Jaden completed last year? Started and finished?
No, I don't.
Yes. How many do you think he started and finished the whole game? Don't Google the shit.
I'm going to say, I'm trying to think, started and finished. I'm going to say probably 5.
I think it was 5. It was either 5 or 7. It was no more than 7. I mean, we're missing that aspect of the game too.
We are being we're being disrespected for real right now. And the NFC East, they're putting us last. They're putting us behind the Cowboys. They're putting us behind the Eagles, who are awful, by the way, who made a bunch. a bunch of
Yes.
non-moves this year, this
Yes.
offseason with the Eagles. I'm not concerned about the Eagles whatsoever. Who I am worried about is
The New York Giants.
New York Giants. Man, that's who I'm concerned about. If the
coming.
Giants if they piece together what they did, they got the coach, they still got the running back, they got a good quarterback, they got a great defense. If John Harbaugh,
One of them.
yeah, it's one of them. It's one of the twins.
It's John.
One of the
It's John.
twins. One of the
They're not
twins.
twins, but yeah.
I think
They're
that's
not twins.
in trouble. So another thing is to my next question.
But
Who has?
hold on, time out. Whoa, hold on. Hold that thought.
Go ahead.
But why do you say that?
What do I say? What?
Let's talk about it.
My bad.
Harbaugh is a good coach.
See, okay. Okay, all right. So I remember we had this conversation offline. I think he's a good coach. And you can ask me why. Why do you think he's a good coach? What has he done? Has he done anything in the last 10 years? Has he made any?
He's a great coach.
But so the reason why I think that I think they're going to be good because I think he's going to shift the culture in New York. That's
Yes, sir.
it's going to be a whole different culture.
That's not what I'm asking.
Okay, go ahead.
I asked you do you think Harbaugh is a good coach, a great coach? What G's are we doing? God awful. Where are we putting him? What kind? Where do we put Harbaugh? Do we think Harbaugh, for instance, there's 32 teams in the league. Okay.
Okay.
Do you think that he's top 16 coach?
I got to go through the
The
coaches.
fact that you had to think about is he top 16, which means is he the better half?
15.
Right. So, I mean, Ron Rivera can come through and change a culture, but the team's still ass.
Uh-huh.
I mean, take John Harbaugh's resume away from Ray freaking Lewis
Right.
and what's the safety? Ed Reed. Take that defense away from Harbaugh. And what does he have? The only year he really won anything was when Flacco fleeced the entire league and showed his ass in the playoffs
Yeah.
and wielded them to a couple of games in the playoffs. That's when Torrey Smith was there too. Caught a couple bombs in the playoffs. So I mean, outside of that, they're just mediocre. And this is why I say like this is the difference between them and Pittsburgh. So I think Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches we've ever seen. Reason being is because Tomlin always made sure his team was above 500. Well, the problem with being above 500 is that you can't draft that blue chipper, that can't miss prospect. So Tomlin never had the opportunity to draft a top five draft in a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He was never a top 5 picker. He was always 20th, 19th, 18th. Well, here's the difference. The GM over there in Pittsburgh was ass. The GM in Baltimore was the greatest GM in history until Roseman shows his ass up in Philly. But even then, his predecessor is still a good GM, which means Harbaugh, you were getting the players. Tomlin, you was not. So Harbaugh, you was working with great players. Tomlin was working with crumbs. I know we're not here to compare the two, but all I'm saying is people think because Harbaugh stayed as long as he did that he was such a great freaking coach. Harbaugh, I'm not calling him trash. Like I think he's top 16. I think he's top 10. But after you get to 9 and 8, I'm starting to question my head. Like, okay, is he top 10? Who are the top 10 people? Who are the people that I think are the top 10? Do I put Harbaugh there? Like, I probably put his brother over him. His brother had San Francisco spanking their ass till the lights cut off. Then he turned around. And went to Michigan, regardless of what that reason was. Won in Michigan and then came back. All your brother been doing is chugging along with a mediocre team that happens to draft the greatest players of a generation. I mean, imagine if Mike Tomlin, if the GM in Pittsburgh gave him Lamar Jackson.
I mean, that's a good point.
What are we doing here? Exactly. Harbaugh had Jackson and ain't won yet. I mean, nothing. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you had a 2-time MVP that can't even win 2 playoff games. Like, has Lamar Jackson made it to Did he make it to the AFC Championship last year?
Nope. See, and I saw a video of it was a YouTuber the other day. He was making that point that Lamar Jackson has not won anything. I believe they got put out just before that game because, as I recall, I remember hoping the Eagles didn't make it, and yeah, so he didn't make it.
I got Harbaugh, who's had one of the greatest defenses of all times, two individual greatest defensive players. When you stop and you say, name me the top 20 greatest defensive players of any position, you will land on Ray Lewis. You should land on Ed Reed. If you say, give me the greatest middle linebacker of all times, top three, you're going to say Ray Lewis. Dude, if you say, give me the greatest safety of all times, top five, you're going to say Ed Reed. So, of course, you want a Super Bowl with them. Like, come on, man. It didn't even matter what the quarterback was doing. All I'm saying is, I pump my brakes on this. Harbaugh is such a great guy. Culture, he is going to change. I understand that. But I don't think you're going to get over the hump with Harbaugh. You mark my words on that. I think that he'll be just good enough to get you to the next stage. But I don't think you're going to win with him. You're going to see in Baltimore exactly what I'm saying. Watch something different happen in Baltimore once Harbaugh leaves. Because he left Jackson there. He didn't leave much else, but he left Jackson. I mean, think about it. Let's just put it all out there. McDonald's was running that defense for a while there over in Baltimore. And McDonald was running that defense like a stud to the point where he got the Seattle job. Almost had the Washington job. If we wasn't over here sniffing under Ben Johnson's tail, over here trying to get to him, we could have went on and had McDonald. But instead, we had the interview with McDonald. We let him leave. We brought Dan Quinn in while we were waiting to go see Ben Johnson. We went to go see Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. And on the plane, Ben Johnson was like, "Hey, Doug, look here, man. I got some other stuff that I'm gonna take care of."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying.
There you go.
What I was saying was, as far as Baltimore's concerned, I was talking about how we also forget about the fact that actually Baltimore has been kind of mediocre outside of what Lamar Jackson was doing. McDonald came in and made that defense a lot better. That's when they thought they could take that next step. But now McDonald left. Look at what Baltimore's doing now. Baltimore barely did anything in the playoffs this year. Granted, I understand a lot of times he's had people miss passes and stuff like that. I understand that it's not Lamar Jackson's fault that they lost. But he's the quarterback that put him in the position to be losing. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't elevate them. And as the MVP of the league, you got that special juice to elevate them. Like, okay, I told you hold that thought. See, now I'm getting the rambling. I apologize for that. So, side note, I have a question for you while I got you here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen Cam do it. Who's better? Lamar?
Why I say Cam is because, you know what?
He had Rivera.
Hold on.
Because he had Rob Rivera.
Now I got to think about it because I thought it was immediately Cam Newton because he went to the Super Bowl. My thought immediately was Cam because Cam was just much bigger.
Cam won an MVP his second season.
Right.
Second or third year. Cam wasn't in the league 4 years, I don't think, before he went to the Super Bowl. So he won the MVP that same season.
So, I can answer.
Then he did nothing. He did nothing from there.
I can answer that with this statement. In the fourth quarter in divisional games, Cam Newton doesn't turn the ball over. Lamar Jackson absolutely does. So Cam Newton has not turned the ball over in those important games in the fourth quarter when it's time to go down there and score, when it's time to make something happen. Cam has come through, and he's showing that he can come through. Lamar Jackson makes turnovers. He's I think in
the playoffs. Are you saying in the playoffs?
I got to look it up. Yeah, in playoffs. I got to look it up again. I believe Cam.
No, this is why you can't say that. How many times? Not cut you off. How many times Cam been in playoffs?
2. He's won the Super Bowl. No,
Cam ain't win shit.
He lost against Peyton Manning. I'm sorry, he lost against Peyton Manning.
But how many times did he go to the playoffs?
See, yeah,
After that year, because remember they only lost 2 games that year, I think. After that year, wham, they went straight downhill, and Rivera lost more games every season after that. So he went from 14 games won to like 12, 11 games won down to 9. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they fired him in like 3 years. Sorry, let me let you host. Good.
my bad. No, I was reading this. Hold on.
No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. That's what I keep cutting you off.
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh yeah. What I was saying was Lamar Jackson has had, and I got to look it up again. I was trying to look it up real quick. Lamar Jackson has had 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers. I believe it was 8. I got to look it up again just to be 100% certain. It's either 6 or 8 turnovers in the playoffs, and which has caused them to either go the game. So he drops the ball in big moments. At just like Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I think he comes through. I think Josh Allen is a way better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. He comes through.
Talk about somebody that needed a new coach.
I think they need a new coach. Josh Allen come through. Joe Burrow has shined in the fourth quarter when he. But so if you're gonna ask me that question again, I'm gonna say Cam. I'm gonna say Cam 9 times out of 10. But there is an
Popular opinion. I personally would say, I know I should say Cam, but see, Cam did a lot of bully ball because Cam is so big.
yeah.
Lamar's not big like Cam, so sometimes when you see Cam do something, that's kind of like Calvin Johnson. Well, Calvin, yeah, I mean, yeah, you were great, but you were also bigger than everybody. You was just as fast, if not faster, and you were bigger than everybody. That's why I think Randy Moss is a better wide receiver than Calvin Johnson is. Only because Calvin Johnson had his height to his advantage.
But and you know another thing, not to cut you off, my bad. Not to cut you off. Calvin Johnson also had the exact same guy that Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp had, by the way. So was Calvin Johnson really
You should start looking at. He was like the dude that everybody wanted the next year in fantasy football.
It's like Matthew Stafford goes to the field,
That's his move.
On his day off and says, "Hey, Golden Tate, is you. Hey, Devontae Adams, is you. Hey, Puka Nacua, is you." That's all he sees during the game. That's all
Aaron Rodgers do. That's Aaron Rodgers do.
Aaron Rodgers is the same way, but I think that you find a guy that you like, and I wonder if it's a part of the offensive coordinator plan to go to these guys that often like that, or if it's just a quarterback. You don't think so? See, I ain't.
So when we run the plays, we have multiple options. So you don't have to go through your first option. I've got 3 options and usually a check down. You know what I'm saying? So like if you see the quarterback, you should see them progress through. But a lot of times quarterbacks and wide receivers just have a special connection. And like, you gonna put him on him? Hey yo, dog. Hey, Randy Moss would be like this. There's a wrap. Would just go. Dude, I see Randy Moss. I've seen Randy take 2 steps and put his hand up. Look, I got it. Just don't worry about it. We'll figure it out down there.
Somewhere.
I'll never forget. I was in basic training, man. They let us watch this Thanksgiving game because I was in basic training Thanksgiving. So that had to have been, you check, 1998 Thanksgiving game. I bet you that's the Dallas and the Vikings, right? Dude, I remember Randy Moss wanted to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, and the pick came because he's from Texas, I think. No, he's from West Virginia, but he wanted to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, and Dallas didn't draft him, and he got so upset, dog. Like, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, like, well, St. Brown, Randy Moss cats. You know what I'm saying? Like, Moss was one of the first ones I seen to do this. When he went to that Thanksgiving game against Dallas, dog, I think that cat had 3 catches for 3 touchdowns and like 150 yards. Look up that Thanksgiving. Look up Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, I'll look it up. Thanksgiving and NFL. The game was personal for Moss and the Cowboys, who passed on him 98 draft and won. This shit's on Wikipedia. Oh man, where's this at? It's on Wikipedia, dude. Oh man. Because no, not that. Anyway, he had like 100 and some, 180, 150 some yards or whatever on three catches, dude, three touchdowns, man. Torched him. Only other person I seen do that, I seen Torrey Smith do that one time too. Torrey Smith, that cat's from Virginia. He went to church with my wife. Torrey Smith played for the Ravens, and my wife kept telling me to pick him up on my fantasy team because she knew him. And I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And because he was a rookie, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was at Baltimore at the time. No, I don't think he came in the league and was with Baltimore. I forget where he was. I don't know if he was with Baltimore. 'Cause he went to Baltimore later, or maybe he came in with Baltimore. I don't know. But he caught three passes for three because Torrey was fast as hell. He caught three passes for three touchdowns, like in his breakout game. So him and Randy Moss, only one I seen do that. It's gonna be another episode in the books if this is the first episode.
I'll fix it. Okay, let's do it again. And that concludes our the first episode. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Hey, it's been real, man. Mike Alfred, too deep. And remember, sometimes you the bug, sometimes you the windshield. Don't be the bug.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all in the next episode. All right.
Too deep, late night talk, no sleep. Mike on true spill, go deep. Football plays of faith we keep. Love get messy, life ain't cheap. Too deep, laugh, cry, same week. Commanders up, still believe. Men and women trying to find peace. Real life convos too deep. Turn the mics on, it's a therapy session. Sunday stressed out, pray for protection. Talking red zone, talking heaven gates. Miss field goal, still